Good afternoon, Kurt Capra back with you for this afternoon's daily recap. It is Thursday, April 13th, final trading day of this week as the markets will be closed for tomorrow. So starting things off, really nice follow-through day here today. Started off a little slow after opening a bit weak, as discussed in the morning call. The markets rallied higher into the gap fill and into some resistance where they really started to just chop around for a good portion of the morning, and right into around lunchtime, noon, is when things started picking up to the downside. That's when the fear really started to set in, and as you can see, we ended the day down here at session lows and really looking like at this point retesting this prior low here is just a chip shot. You know, it doesn't seem like that's going to be any real issue. So now the question is, can we push into this 229.50 to, on the low end of the range, 226.50 area, and then, you know, do we stabilize? Because at that point, if we're to pull back here, that would be around a 50% retracement of the move up beginning from the whole Trump rally. So that really wouldn't be that significant or severe of a pullback, but we'll just have to see how things play out. Bottom line is, for right now, the pressure's on, fear is definitely setting in, and we'll see how this follows through. But we had another day of follow through, or at least strength in the VIX. Gold also was up here once again today, so this is continued to follow through. And then as we noted, some of the financials came out with earnings: JP Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, and you know, JP Morgan beat. They propped it up there initially pre-market. It actually ended up opening relatively neutral, and then as you can see, it did try and rally higher, but then ultimately sold off with XLF breaking under this prior low. So that really kind of played out in line with what the trend here has been suggesting. All the writing on the wall was that we would be moving lower, that these attempts to move higher were failing, and that's exactly what we got. So didn't really matter what the earnings were, positive or negative. The direction that they were going to take it in was to the downside regardless, and that's what happened. Also looking at energy, XLE, this one we talked about the fact that it tried to move up through this prior high and failed, closing weak yesterday. That opened the door to additional pressure, and we got to move right down to this prior low level as expected. So hopefully you're able to take advantage of some of that movement lower in energy. And then what else we got? Tesla was able to rebound after pulling into this support area. So again, we did discuss in the morning call how it was into this support area, and we'd have to see how it would respond. And as you can see, it responded well. So now the question is, will this be the start of the right shoulder and this is going to pull in more, or is it going to ultimately be able to hold? Right, time will tell, and we'll have to see how things play out. Interestingly enough, you know, the airlines were under pressure here again today, and we've got UAL, United, which actually is going to be coming out with their earnings on Monday next week. So maybe a situation where salt is added to the wound, if you will. We'll have to see how they report and what is said there, but they do have earnings, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So overall, you know, definitely a nice day. We finally got to see some of that follow through that we've been looking for and expecting. So looks like this is the start of some newfound volatility and some good things to come. So hope everybody had a great week, and we will be back with you next week. So until then, have a great weekend, enjoy the extra day off, and be well.